I'm grateful for this opportunity to share some reflections on visual ethics in research involving young children. These reflections are based on my team's experiences in international collaboration through a project called ISEED, International Study of Social and Emotional Early Transitions. This project focuses on children's transitions in early childhood education and care settings in 6 countries: Finland, New Zealand, Australia, the United States, Brazil, and Scotland. The leader of the project is Professor Jane White. One central legislative constraint that has guided our attempt to share and publish images in this international collaboration is framed by the GDPR, the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, and more precisely, the GDPR's principle of protecting data subjects' rights. The right to privacy was written into the Finnish constitution even before the GDPR, and local legislation on the use of personal data has reflected this principle. But with the GDPR's introduction, we've sometimes experienced changing interpretations of how this principle should be understood in research. When we started our data collection in 2016, we asked the teachers and guardians of the children we were studying to decide whether their children's images could be published in research reports, and if so, whether they should be blurred out. Today, the interpretation of research participants' privacy rights is stricter. No images of children can be published even if their guardians give permission. So the legal framework protects children from their guardians' decisions in research context more than other fields of life. This principle's implications are particularly clear when it comes to reporting study results. We've explored ways to blur or change these images. However, by changing the visual content enough to satisfy reporting requirements, we also lost some information that was essential to our data interpretation. That's why, so far, we've opted to describe the content of episodes only verbally, which has made our reporting far from ideal and very different from the visual information we'd prefer to publish. Now, another consideration that should be explored further concerns inviting children to produce images and videos by offering them cameras and phones to record their everyday life. Based on participatory approaches to research involving children, this kind of invitation should ideally support children's agency in research practices. However, yet another ethical challenge of personal data protection emerges. In the free flow of everyday, spontaneous encounters, it's impossible to apply formal procedures to obtain informed consent from everyone who appears in these images and videos. One tentative solution to this dilemma is to shift researchers' gaze away from actual images and visual data to focus on children's interpretations, narration, and accounts on the images they've produced. This solution can even open new avenues for interpretation. In this case, however, researchers' gaze is constrained by personal data protection principles and not by the research questions or ambitions.